Sino ang winners and losers sa mga major trades sa NBA ngayong araw? At ano ang epekto nito sa futures nila Paul George at Jimmy Butler? Let's talk to NBA.com Managing Editor, Adrian Dy and Basketball Analyst and Blogger, Sir Enzo Flojo. Guys, welcome back to The Score.
Hey, Ton.
Before we begin, I want to congratulate Adrian for being the only guy among the analysts here on The Score to have predicted the NBA Finals correct, Golden State in 5. Enzo, we were close. Sinabi natin Golden State in 6. But,
nag-hedge ka pa eh.
Oo nga eh.
sayang. We missed it by a game. Okay. I'm sure a lot of us were widening our eyes, reading our phones this morning dahil marami nga tayo nakita mga bagong trades. Which trade surprised you guys the most?
Well, I think the one involving D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
Kasi entering this off-season, maraming nagsasabi na they're gonna try to see how he plays with Lonzo Ball, possibly move him to the shooting guard spot muna to see how he fits there. And apparently, the Magic Johnson and company decided, no, it's okay, we're gonna trade him na
Pero
lang.
seryoso, nagulat ka doon?
I think so, yeah, because a lot of people were saying na this is the season na the Lakers are gonna try to take it slow. If they can get Paul George na kaagad, they will, but if not, they're gonna try to free up the cap space in 2018 so that nga, as the report said, they can sign 2 big-name free agents. So having Russell move immediately was probably not in many people's plans. I don't think anyone saw this trade coming.
And so, because we knew that the Lakers were eyeing Lonzo Ball, did you think that this would happen? Na they're going to clear up the point guard spot by moving itong si D'Angelo Russell?
I definitely thought they would clear up a spot for Lonzo. I didn't think it would be D'Lo
Right now.
Actually, I thought it would be Clarkson, to be completely honest. So when news broke early this morning about this whole thing, it was very, very shocking for me. And my initial reaction was, and I think I tweeted about this, parang the Lakers got older for short term, but after reading a lot of things online and after thinking about it, maybe it does make sense moving forward. Draft Lonzo Ball. The caveat is you get his dad also, of course. But I think in 2018, the main thing for LA is maybe they try to free up some space to get a big name, get Paul George, maybe even LeBron James, make a play for him or both those guys. So the Lakers are thinking mid to long term with this particular move. It's still a big risk, I think. I thought D'Angelo Russell had some really good potential, but now that potential will be shown, hopefully, in Brooklyn.
Para sa akin, nagulat ako sa galaw na yon dahil ang nakuha nila ay si Brook Lopez na parang hindi naman bagay sa up-tempo style nitong si Lonzo Ball. Do you think Brook is going to last with these Lakers, or is this another experiment?
Well, one thing na you can be sure of is he is an upgrade over who they had at center before because he's a more experienced player. He's a former All-Star. And one thing that he did adjust to his game this last season is that he's now able to stretch the floor by shooting 3-pointers. So he may not run back and forth in transition, but he can be the trailer to shoot stop and pop 3-pointers from downtown. That will probably help open up the game for other guys like Ball in the Lakers offense.
All right, Enzo, while I was mentioning the news about Dwight Howard earlier, you were smiling and you were shaking your head when I said star big man. Bakit? Hindi na ba star itong si Dwight Howard?
I mean, no, I don't think so. He was a franchise player. He and his Orlando Magic before famously kind of derailed LeBron and the Cavs. I think that was back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. But he's so far from that player now. A lot of people felt a homecoming in Atlanta is just a thing he needs to regurgitate or rejuvenate his career, but the complete opposite happened. No? Parang wherever you put Dwight now, it's like parang naging cancer na nga siya. Parang wherever you put him, that team might actually be worse for wear, and that's why I'm a little apprehensive about this. I mean, if you move him to Charlotte, and I'm not sure he's going to be such a positive addition to that particular unit.
If you describe him as a cancer, imagine what Michael Jordan thinks. What do you think the effect of having Michael Jordan as the guy you play for will be on Dwight Howard?
Well, hopefully it'll be a positive influence, but I think the guy who will be sort of that guy in Dwight's ear is the head coach, Steve Clifford. Kasi siya yung naging assistant coach dati ng Orlando Magic, as you mentioned, and ng LA Lakers. So if there is a Dwight whisperer out there, siguro it's Coach Clifford nga. And he does sort of fit the Hornets much better than the Hawks. Yung Hawks, alam natin, very movement heavy. But Dwight is a guy who likes to get the ball in the post. And the Charlotte Hornets, that's a role that might happen more compared to the Hawks. And, you know, maybe this time, the Hornets last season, they didn't have a lot of rim protection. They didn't have a lot of guys who would set screens, especially with, you know, some of their centers injured, the Roy Hibbert, who was later traded. Siguro, if Dwight can stay healthy and he accepts this role that Coach Clifford will carve out for him, you might see an uptick in his production compared to last season.
I'm curious, are you guys certain na kukunin ng Lakers si Lonzo Ball at number 2?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have no doubt that they're going to get him, despite all the perceived baggage, you know, getting him might bring to the team. I mean, he's California born and bred. He made no secret that he wants to play only for the Lakers. So I think it makes sense for the Lakers to be able to bring a Showtime product like Lonzo Ball and his entire posse and their brand and everything. So it makes sense for them to be in LA. Yeah.
Well, I think we're kind of overblowing the whole father figure aspect. Because when you have to remember, he has still 2 other sons, and one of them is going to go into college. So maybe siguro this whole thing is to get his son into the NBA, and then I still have 2 other children. I'm going to concentrate my attention to them naman siguro, and I'll leave Lonzo ahead. Siguro the only situation na they won't take Lonzo Ball is if, let's say, Philly surprises all of us and takes Lonzo Ball number 1, and then they might have a choice. And
After all those pictures and workouts with Markel Fultz. Okay, let's say the Lakers are taking Lonzo Ball. Ito namang Boston at ang Philadelphia nag-swap.
Yeah.
Ang Philadelphia ngayon ay number 1, Boston will take number 3. As I said, a lot of pictures of Markel Fultz with Embiid and Simmons and Covington. Do you think they're going to take Fultz, and is he a good fit para sa Philly?
I think they're going to take Fultz. I think he's a foolproof star in the making. I think he fits well with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and maybe even Jahlil Okafor if they decide to keep him. I think that's a pretty interesting, long, big nucleus for the Sixers moving forward. Of course, this is the Sixers, and anything can blow up in Philadelphia. We've seen in the past few years, but that's a pretty good core. And at least on paper, skills-wise, maybe even in video games, their skill sets are going to match. So it's a pretty exciting near future for that team once they draft Markel Fultz.
Was this a mistake by Boston? Because I know there was a debate as to whether Isaiah Thomas and Fultz could play together in the event na i-draft nga ng Boston itong si Markel.
Well, we still have to see, because what is Boston's intention with that number 3 pick and the future pick na nakuha nila sa trade na yan? Because if the plan is, and this has always been Boston's plan, na we're gonna keep hoarding all these draft picks in the hope na kapag may free agent or free agent to be na biglang is on the trading block, we're gonna swoop in and try to get him. And so, as we've hinted at, maraming Paul George rumors, maraming Jimmy Butler rumors, and long term, there are people have been talking about Anthony Davis rumors. So, hi Nico Baguio. So, if these players do in fact become available, Boston is the team na most primed na with all these picks to make a compelling offer to get those guys in a trade.
Where do you think Paul George is going to end up, Enzo?
Eventually, I think Lakers. I think just him putting it out there in the universe and basically letting Indiana know, I'm not going to stay with you guys long term. That's going to force Indiana's hand. They're going to probably try to make a move before this coming season ends. Maybe even before it starts, actually. So we'll see. But I'm fairly sure that it's that he's going to head towards Los Angeles eventually.
What about Jimmy Butler?
Well, according to reports today, was that Dwayne Wade will opt into his Bulls contract. So he's with the team in the second year. And shortly after that, sinabi rin ni Jimmy Butler na he does not want to be traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you trade him, he will not sign an extension if that happens. So it looks like the Bulls medyo na-rejuvenate sila by the fact that they went up 2-0 against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. Alam natin na na-injure lang si Rajon Rondo, kaya sila natalo 4 straight times after that. So siguro they feel confident na if we bring the band back together, maybe since we figured things out now, we'll be able to make a run at the Eastern Conference. So we'll see if that will happen.
Isa pa, guys. Si LeBron James naman. Marami na nagsabi na the end of LeBron in Cleveland, I mean, the second time that he's there could be coming. Do you think this is a possibility? May mga nagsasabing LeBron to the Lakers.
I think it's possible, but my gut tells me he's not gonna leave. I mean, there's a lot of noise about it. I think even his wife has said she loves Los Angeles. She likes being near Hollywood and around Hollywood. And Jerry West moving to the Clippers might actually make you happy and prospect there. But my gut tells me he's gonna stay. He's not gonna leave again. For the rest of his career.
I'm the complete opposite. I think he's
wow,
leaving.
really?
Okay, nice.
It might not be this season, but look, he did what he promised to do, which was bring a championship to the land. He did that.
That's true.
Check on his to-do list, his bucket list. So now he can do whatever he wants because he fulfilled that promise. So now it wouldn't surprise me na if the Cavaliers struggle again against the Warriors in the finals, he might say, okay, I think it's time for me to find another place where I have a better shot at winning. And if that so happens to be in LA with the Clippers or with the Lakers, particularly with the Clippers if they re-sign his buddy Chris Paul, that becomes an attractive location for him to play to finish out the rest of his career.
Clippers na lang, Adrian. Imbes na Lakers.
Good.
Thank you, guys.
No bias there.
Thank you very much to Adrian Dy and Sir Enzo Flojo for coming back here to the store. See you guys again soon.
No problem.
Thanks, Todd.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.